From the beginning of my career, I've always done.
It seemed like just another typical morning on The View. The audience buzzing, the panel in place, and the routine discussions about news and culture ready to roll. Then suddenly, everything changed. Whoopi Goldberg delivered a statement that shocked both viewers and the industry alike. Her words weren't rehearsed, sugar-coated, or safe. They were bold, direct, and deeply unsettling to many. In that moment, a television show became the battleground for questions of power, truth, and accountability. What followed was a media whirlwind that revealed far more than just a controversial soundbite. It exposed the rifts between celebrity, journalism, corporate influence, and the hidden forces at play behind the scenes. The unscripted moment. This paragraph describes the shocking moment Whoopi Goldberg made an unplanned, provocative remark on The View during a discussion about the Department of Justice's statement on the Epstein case. Viewers suspected a cover-up, and Whoopi's bold accusation that Donald Trump didn't want the client list revealed because his associates might be implicated instantly shifted the mood from routine conversation to controversy. The reaction in the studio was immediate silence and tension, showing how unexpected truth-telling can unsettle controlled media environments. Behind the scenes, ABC executives and producers rushed to manage potential fallout, knowing her statement crossed a line that blurred journalism, politics, and liability. This moment highlights how live television can transform into a high-stakes arena when a host speaks unscripted truth. It exposes how fragile the boundaries are between free speech and corporate caution, and how one spontaneous comment can ignite chaos across an entire media network, backstage chaos and on-air fallout. After the controversial statement, The View's backstage environment erupted into controlled panic. Producers and executives rushed to contain the damage, anticipating public backlash and possible legal risks. The chaos extended to social media, where hashtags like #EpsteinFiles and #WhoopiVSTrump trended instantly. Viewers were split, some celebrated her courage, others condemned her for recklessness. The lack of an apology from ABC seemed significant, suggesting internal disagreement or hesitation to silence Whoopi publicly. Conservative networks framed her words as inflammatory, deepening political polarization. What had been a daytime talk show turned into a national debate about censorship, truth, and responsibility. The paragraph underscores how swiftly modern outrage spreads and how corporate media must balance authenticity with advertiser concerns. It reveals the fragile balance between real dialogue and network control, and how, in today's media landscape, one unfiltered moment can evolve into a cultural lightning rod within minutes of broadcast. Standing firm in dividing lines. When The View resumed after the break, audiences expected an apology, but Whoopi refused to retract her statement. Instead, she reaffirmed it, signaling defiance and integrity. Her direct look into the camera and unapologetic stance turned a controversy into a defining act of principle. The audience's mixed reaction, gasps, applause, murmurs showed both admiration and unease. Behind the scenes, however, tensions rose. Reports surfaced that executives labeled Whoopi a risk and even drafted internal memos warning of potential advertiser backlash. The leaked memo itself became a news story, adding fuel to the fire. This section highlights the conflict between individual authenticity and institutional control. Whoopi's choice to stand firm positioned her as both hero and hazard. It reveals how courage in media can create dividing lines, not only among viewers, but within the very organizations tasked with managing truth, image, and responsibility in front of millions of eyes. Internal conflict and public assaults. As the controversy deepened, tension spread throughout The View's production team. Some co-hosts, such as Sunny Hostin, supported Whoopi's stance, while others, including Alyssa Farah Griffin, reportedly felt betrayed or alarmed by her boldness. These ideological and professional divisions mirrored the public's split reaction. Media outlets exploited the story, turning private disagreements into public spectacle. Brands and advertisers began reconsidering their sponsorships, fearful of being associated with controversy. Meanwhile, celebrities and commentators debated whether Whoopi's remarks represented courage or recklessness. This paragraph explores how a single remark can fracture professional relationships and corporate alliances. It also illustrates the cascading consequences of truth-telling in entertainment, how quickly artistic expression becomes political, and how networks must navigate moral responsibility versus financial security. Ultimately, it shows the cost of authenticity in an industry built on control, appearance, and brand stability, where even integrity can threaten business survival. A network under fire, the scandal soon escalated beyond The View. A U.S. senator publicly linked the controversy to questions about government transparency and trafficking accountability, showing how a single TV remark could spark political ripples. Whistleblowers then claimed ABC kept a risk register, tracking outspoken hosts, reportedly naming Whoopi as a top concern. The public reaction split sharply into #StandWithWhoopi and #CancelTheView camps, illustrating the polarization of modern audiences. As leaks multiplied, ABC lost control of its own narrative. The network became a case study in how corporate media struggles to balance free expression, advertiser interests, and political pressures. This paragraph highlights the institutional impact of a cultural flashpoint, how the boundaries between journalism, activism, and corporate interest blur. It reveals that when transparency and truth collide with money and image, networks often respond reactively rather than ethically, exposing the uneasy marriage between media power and moral responsibility. The power of the unconventional. This section portrays Whoopi's transformation from talk show host to symbolic truth speaker. In her follow-up interviews, she reframed her comments as essential questions rather than accusations, emphasizing the right to discomfort in public discourse. The controversy evolved into a debate about free speech, accountability, and the moral duty of media figures to challenge silence. Whoopi's stance illuminated how corporate sponsorships and image management often dictate what can be said on air. By refusing to conform, she disrupted the delicate balance of control that networks rely on to maintain safety and profit. This paragraph captures a larger cultural reckoning about how much truth audiences really want, how much power corporations wield over narratives, and who gets to decide the boundaries of public conversation. It reframes the controversy as not just rebellion, but a moral stand for transparency in a culture often addicted to comfort and compliance. Turning the tables. As outrage peaked, ABC finally released a subdued statement supporting The View's commitment to open dialogue and confirming Whoopi's continued role. This was a quiet but significant surrender to both public opinion and Whoopi's influence. It marked a turning point, proof that audience power could outweigh corporate caution. Meanwhile, new whistleblower claims suggested other media companies actively suppressed Epstein-related discussions, reinforcing Whoopi's concerns about systemic silencing. The combination of leaks, shifting advertiser stances, and mounting public scrutiny reshaped the media landscape. This paragraph shows a paradox of corporate media. It thrives on controversy, yet fears its consequences. ABC's reversal revealed that truth and transparency, when demanded by viewers, can override even the strongest corporate resistance. It's a commentary on how power dynamics in entertainment are evolving, where authenticity and audience solidarity can force institutions to confront uncomfortable truths they once tried to bury. Her legacy and the broader reckoning. In the aftermath, Whoopi's moments of defiance became more than a scandal. It evolved into a lasting symbol of resistance and moral courage. She was no longer just a television personality, but a representative of those demanding transparency from both media and government. ABC, once known for its control, found itself the subject of scrutiny and skepticism. The event triggered broader conversations about censorship, corporate influence, and the integrity of journalism. This final paragraph reflects on legacy. Whoopi's stand redefined the boundaries of what public figures can say without fear. It shows how authenticity, though costly, can reshape culture by forcing institutions to confront their contradictions. The controversy became not a fall from grace, but a mirror to the industry, revealing the fragile balance between truth, profit, and accountability. Ultimately, her stance reasserted that real progress begins when people dare to speak, even when silence feels safer.